All right. Hello, everyone. Today is October 26th, 2025, and today we're going to be following the match between Center and Cumberlands. Center and Cumberlands are both the top two teams, with Cumberlands being 4-0 with no games dropped so far, and Center only having one game totally lost, but Cumberlands has 0 games lost overall. So it's looking to be a pretty tough match for Center if Cumberlands hasn't dropped a single game, but I'm hoping we're able to squirm away with the win in the very end. And right now we're just waiting for both teams to get ready to draft. I'm curious to see whether Center will run their more classic comp with Milio, or whether they're going to swap in another support like Nautilus like they did that one game. Perhaps they'll run a conventional comp that they did a few times, or whether they're going to run something unexpected to try and trip up UC. I've never seen a Victor or a Brom ban from Center. I wonder if Cumberlands runs a lot of Brom Victor. Ooh, Syndra pick for our team. Already a big slope towards our side. Our Syndra is a very strong pick on our team, and it usually runs the game no matter who's winning. Now the enemy team bans with Silas, Amumu, and oh, I forget his name, are all very understandable picks. Amumu and Silas are both very dive-heavy characters that can snowball out of control. However, that top lane ban seems interesting. Akali, I don't think we've seen an Akali so far, at least not when I've been casting. I'm curious to see if Cumberlands so far is running a very brawl-heavy comp. I wonder if that will continue in their picks. Maokai. Alright, so we are running our traditional comp with Syndra, Maokai, Milio, probably an Ashe or someone similar in the bot lane. Severe, yup. This seems to be our classic comp that we're running against them. Now, we don't know what Cumberlands is going to run, but so far we seem to be running our support jungler type style, as well as Severe bot, Syndra mid, with probably Milio support, and seems like a pretty standard game for us so far. I'm interested to see what Cumberlands has to offer. Nico. I have not seen a Nico support in a very long time, even in my own games. I'm interested to see how the Nico plays, whether they play it more like Shaco or more like Wukong. So far, Cumberlands continues their trend of going a decently aggressive comp. With them, I would Gangplank ban. Usually people aren't proficient enough to play. Interesting. Orin ban and Jinx. These are all very unconventional bans. I would personally not be worrying about these characters, especially with the heavy rushdown comp they're running so far. Kaisa, more towards the line of being super aggressive. I'll see if Center picks Milio, and we sometimes alternate our top laner. We've tried Aatrox, we've tried Mordekaiser. I'm curious to who we pick this time. Janna. I don't think we've picked Janna so far. I was expecting a run back of a previous top laner. Speaking more about the Cumberlands Gangplank ban, usually Gangplank is such a high intensive character and does not really that strong even whenever you do get super good with him. But I suppose they had a good gangplank player. All right, set top. We've had a set top before, and he performed very well up into his opposing matchup. Now, Set can't run the game on his own like a lot of top laners can, but he can definitely be an extremely tanky thorn in their side. I'm curious to what the top laner will be, whether it'll be Wukong top, or if it'll be Wukong jungle, Akali top, Akali jungle, Wukong top. Cho'Gath top, never mind. Oh, never mind, swapped to Kayle to the last second. I've not seen too much Kayle gameplay as of yet. Overall, center is probably going a very traditional comp. I believe in one game we ran exactly Syndra, Maokai, Severe, Set, and another ADC or another support. No Milio this time, but in setting to opt for Janna. Seems to be Nico in the support lane, Kayle top, maybe Kai'Sa mid. I'm unsure if Akali is an ADC or not. I haven't played enough, but we'll have to see. Cumberlands is running a very in-your-face type comp with Nico wanting to get right up in front of you with her clones, along with Wukong and their other picks. Now we seem to be going for a more mid-late strategy, as Maokai jungle cannot really contest any of their jungles, whether it's Akali, Wukong, Kayle, or even a Kai'Sa. I feel like Maokai early game is going to get beaten up hard by them. I think this just depends on how strong we are able to hold on in the early game, as Nico's pretty strong early, and I'm interested to see how the lanes work out. Alright, and we're back with the game starting. So it looks like Kaisa, ADC, Akali top, Nico support, Kale top, well, Kale top with Wukong jungle. Sort of as I theorized going into this. Center seems to be three-man grouping to try and get a sneaky kill on the Wukong. Oh, I don't know if they want to full send on the Wukong or not. Center seems to be doing a very aggressive strategy to disrupt their farm early. Although I think without the fourth person, this is not looking too strong. I think Akali and Nico are pulling up. I think they may be trying to gank the mid laner, although we do have vision here. I don't think they know that we had vision there.
Minions have spawned.
Three-man grouping in the bush. Mandalore is going up. He's seemingly going up to throw a little poke at them. That is a sizable chunk of damage, getting a double hit. I don't think they had any idea that it was warded. I'm surprised they didn't catch Mandalore on the ward. Seemed to be going to normal, although the Wukong seems to be invading. I don't think the team knows that the Wukong is indeed invading. Set's trying to fight an early fight with Kale. Not missing any CS so far from our mid lane. Set's trying to push his early lead on Kale. Set does have all of his abilities at level 1 and Kale does not. Well, not all of them, but he has a very strong level 1 start with the pull-in, as you just saw there. So far, pretty evenly matched top lane. Bot lane seems to be being pushed under tower. Find it interesting that Set wants to push aggression even whenever he's not super well off. Nico tries to go for the CC. Still has that reduced health from the poke early. Nice double hit from Mandalore. Metro Mina stunning God Construct and hitting a decent bit of poke. Set seems to have pushed Kale a little bit, at least to feel comfortable enough to ward up. Maokai seems to be doing a decent amount of invading. I'm not sure Maokai knows that he's been invaded quite yet. I don't think if it can be told. Nice poke from Mina. Maokai is pretty deep in foreign jungle, but Wukong I don't think knows Maokai is all the way back there. Maokai may be trying to go for a sneaky gank on the Kale. This Dramu trying to get some sneaky pulls in. Maokai looking for the gank. Bot lane is still being shoved under tower. Ooh, unfortunate by that Nico hit. Metro Mina showing why she may be the greatest mid laner of all time. Poking out God Construct. God Construct taking a few hits from the wave just to get one poke on Mina. Mina currently has the mana advantage as well as a health advantage, although I'm not sure Akali has mana. Akali does not have mana. She has a rage meter. Mina's pushing Akali decently far under tower, denying her a lot of CS as Akali trying to get any CS. Mina immediately pokes her out. Ooh, Mina's coming up for the root and the gank, although Akali may not be able to get much. Mina being put just down to the HP that the Akali is, although Nico ignited her oddly. Nico thought that they were going to kill Mina there. Even with the root, I do not think that Mina died there. Especially with the Akali keep playing it into Mina. I do not think this Akali has ever fought a good mid laner before. Center seems to be holding their own so far. Nothing disastrous has been going on, so we've been holding on to our early game pretty well. Set and Kale just chilling out. No one's really holding the advantage over each other. Bot lane is pretty even despite the fact we're being pushed under tower. Set is, or Ashramu is down about a level, but that's probably from the wave he hasn't cleared yet. Set is instead opting for aggro rather than clearing the wave, trying to beat up Kale a lot. That punch isn't doing a whole lot early game, but right now it's doing enough to keep them off the wave. Nico seems to be wanting to go in. Roots the support and all-in's the support, oddly. Getting poked by the ADC. Strange that neither team decided to go after the support in that instant. Set denying Kale the wave by standing in front of him. He's trying to deny Kanan. He did successfully deny Kanan from Kale, which is a decent gold lead to slowly start flexing them over the game. Stramu currently running at Kale in the top lane. Normally top lane is the most boring lane, but it seems to be the most interesting one so far, just because both teams are playing it rather safe. Orbiter, Pluto, and Mandalore holding on to their Stramu all inning the KO, pulling them in. Nice punch. I don't know if Set's going to try and punch the entire minion through just Kale. Yep, punches the whole minions and Kale. Seems to be overextending a little bit too much. Kale using their amp and poking them from afar. Mandalore does use the barrier in order to not get rooted by Ruka there. Ooh, Mandalore unfortunately missing those few things of CS. And another minion down. Mandalore's missing a little bit too CS. Oh! Are they dead there? I don't think the pull's just out of range. I think it's a pixel. Yep, it's a pixel out of range. Otherwise, that kill would have been gone. I think Akali learned her lesson from early game. They do not seem to be fighting so much. Set immediately engaging again with the TP on. Set saw the TP coming. Ooh, he has ult ready. Is he going to take a shower shot? Ooh, does the shield to survive? Maokai ganking from the bottom instead of from behind the jungle. I feel like it's a little bit of a misplay seeing that they're coming. But both use ult and no one died, as is typical in top lane. Mid lane seems to be a pretty slow fight as per usual. Akali seems to have learned her lesson against Mina. Despite the fact of getting a pretty decent chip in, Akali did take a tower shot there, which I do not think it was desirable. Mina is holding her own, but Akali is realizing that Mina is not one to be stepped on. Pretty slow lane so far. No first blood yet. Both teams are playing rather safe. The closest we got to a first blood was top lane. I haven't seen Wukong all game. Wukong seems to be just farming. Maokai seems to be farming as well, although... Ooh, Maokai just missed the Wukong backing in their deep jungle. That could have been a potential kill, although Maokai early does not have all that much opportunities to kill. Mina with that unfortunate whiff on Akali. Akali seems to want to be all-inning Mina right here. Akali has a pretty high rage meter. Mina trying to poke out God Construct. Ooh. Mina knows that they want to all-in. Nice poke. Interesting use of the cannon throw. Senna's bot lane seems to be pushing them up a little. I do not think they have any idea that the Nami is coming over to gank. Ooh, both the mid laner and the support flash. Although we're looking at bot lane. Set really wants to hit them. Ooh, should have turned around for that one CS. You're about to take half your health now from the set. Yep. They should not have, should not have turned around for that one poke. It just denied them a lot of HP. Getting a little bit of the plate on the tower. Set wisely using the bush against the ranged character. Wukong and Nami both going for grubs while bot lane tries to push up the lack of a support. Kale poking Istramu a little bit. Set seems to want to... Ooh, unfortunate. Kale didn't run around and auto him, which is why Set did not hit that. Okay, Xener seems to be going for Dragon, although... 4 against 3. I do not think Dragon was the wisest play, especially with how low it is. Missed Maokai ult. Ooh, this is a very unfortunate fight for Center. I do not know why they went for Dragon so soon. That was... I think it was just a misplay. While Akali did use ult, I feel like Center all-inning there, and they didn't even take Void Grubs. And giving them the Mountain Drake, I feel like that was a little bit of a misplay on Center's end. Especially with... not everyone rotating for the fight. Ooh, and Mina being dead as well, although the support did get the kill. A little bit of an unfortunate start with us losing Dragon and the team fight. Maybe Set can get a kill here. Set did ult Kale. Ooh. Oh, unfortunate. I think the kill is probably going to kill Set here. Ooh, yes. Ashamu did agree for the kill a little bit too hard. Set does not have too much movement in order to catch up. Did get winged boots to catch up, but unfortunate with playing against a ranged top. Set and Maokai fighting. Maokai does get the creep. Ooh. Mid laner, ooh, 3 against the jungler. They are killing that jungler horribly dead. He does not get out here. He's gonna try and maybe die to tower? What is his... I don't think flashing was the right play there from the Wukong, because flashing deeper into the jungle, maybe they tried to die to tower. They didn't even run to tower. I do not understand what that flash did for the Wukong. I feel like he flashed out of instinct rather than knowing that he could get out. Nice poke from Mina. Mina is still a level over despite the fact that Mina did get killed by the Akali. Very interesting, although they are getting ganked by Nami again. Our own support hasn't yet rotated yet, as Mina's poking the Akali as they're running away. Nice push away from Mina. Maokai's coming in to help out where the support will not. I do not understand why Center's support hasn't rotated to help out with mid at least once. The Nami seems to be overly aggressively supporting this. Center may do what they often do when a lane is down. They may decide to swap lanes there. They may decide to swap lanes here, although Mina seems to be steadily winning his, and Set is only a little behind. Istramu has tried that interaction about 3 times now. I wonder if Istramu will learn that he has to be pretty close in order for that to happen. That seems to... I understand the want to attempt to pull on the Kayle. Yeah, our Set is still up on CS on the Kayle by a pretty sizable margin. 75 to 56. That's a pretty good bait from the interesting Wukong spin, although Mina's trying to take out Akali while the Gangster. Maokai's coming in with the roots, although Maokai is too slow and the ult doesn't reach too far to help save Mina. For some reason, hitting the... Okay, that was just an unfortunate interaction. Maokai's a little bit too far away. The Wukong ganked a little too early. Maokai tried to set. Istramu doing that same interaction again and again and again. I feel like... I don't know if Istramu will learn from that. I feel like Center's falling a little bit behind. Nothing that Center can't recover from, but I feel like we do need to do a little bit better rotates right now. Cumberlands is currently having a lot better rotates than us as we speak. And right now, we're sort of... falling behind a bit. Set in the top lane. There's no lane that is unwinnable currently, although the enemy team does have a pretty sizable bounty of 150 gold for only killing us once. Despite the fact we do have higher CS in one of our lanes. I do not know if a supportive jungler like Maokai was it for the early game, but I feel like this is too early for us to tell. Some cheeky poke. Akali, is Akali gonna kill Mina here? Oh god! That Akali did kind of kill Mina there. I do not think Mina expected to die for just checking the bush where the Akali was. I did not know Akali could do that from similar health. Set seems to be all-inning, although... interesting ult, I don't know. Oh, Set does kill her there! Ooh, Istramu timed that ult perfectly. Using the invulnerability, I'm assuming Kayle thought that Set was immediately going to dump her ability, so they immediately used the invulnerability, but Set perfectly waited out the timing. Seemingly has played this matchup many times before, saving that almost a frame it went down, getting a bunch of money. Our top lane may have to be the shining spot of this team. Although currently Mina is 0-3, this is very unlike Mina. Usually Mina is 5-0 at this point in the game, but I feel like the Akali mid lane was a very good counter pick towards us, as Mina did check that mid lane bush for just a little bit and immediately got killed by the Akali for daring to do that. I feel like that was just an unfortunate pick from Mina. I do not think Mina expected to die there so quickly from Akali, especially with Akali having no real damage items and Mina having, I think, 1.5. So I think it's just very unfortunate. Maokai going Leandries. I feel like Maokai wants to have a little bit more damage this round compared to most people. Again, Mina is definitely not out of the game. Mina is hitting Akali for a sizable chunk of change every time they interact. The dragon spawned. Cumberlands is definitely much more primed to take advantage of it. While there is 3-on-3, it's currently 3-on-4 in the moment, as Mina is trying to gank Kayle top lane. With the dragon coming up, I feel like that gank was just a horrible idea from center. I do not understand why Mina decided to come and gank top lane. I think Mina really wants that kill. Mina really wants this kill here. She really wants that Kayle kill and is not getting it. She all-ins and she ults and she still doesn't get it. Sacrificing a drag for still not getting a kill against the Kayle. Set needs to have a minion here and then she's dead here, but okay. Mina really wanted that kill for their, not the collector, but The weapon that scales with, ooh, the Akali's here to kill the Set, although Set is much more primed to deal with the Akali bullying. Mina! Oh! Mina's hanging on. Oh, I do not feel like that was the correct play to reveal himself. I think Set kills her if she has all. Oh, yep. Goodbye. Oh, okay, Mina. I understand the want to pull her off of your Set, but I do not think that was the correct play, Mina. I think. Oh, that was just a very tricky situation. Akali being split between both people. I feel like Set could have took it with his better health item than Mina. Although Set is more fed than Mina. I don't know. I think she's putting Mina further behind. I feel like that was a very mixed play. But I feel like that gank on Kale overall was a bad decision for Mina. While it was a 3v4 on Dragon, I feel like Mina could have really helped turn the tides, or at least stall them off from taking Dragon. Meanwhile, Cumberlands has 2 dragons and we have none. And we're sort of being pressured out of all lanes. We don't really have any objectives. We don't have grubs, which I think Wukong is trying to take right now. I'm taking Rift Herald, not grubs. I feel like center is falling behind a little bit. Our team coordination isn't as well. I understand Mina wanting to get the kill, but I do not feel like that was the greatest decision. Wukong and Kale, I don't think he can really kill the Set here. Although Estramu, good punch to try and survive. Good play from Estramu using the punch to tank the majority of the damage there while slinking under tower. I do not feel like he should stay and try and defend wave. I think Estramu should back out of there. I feel like Wukong can really all in there. Nami ult, killing, is all-inning our support and our ADC, killing the Mandalore as the support flashes out instead of trying to protect Mandalore the Wise. Mina falling once again in mid lane from Akali. I feel like that's just a horrible matchup from Mina. While talking from Mina with the after game, I think they did mention Akali as being a very unfavorable matchup as we get dove under tower and killed by our support again. It is currently 4-10, it's not looking amazing for us, but the top lane matchup is looking really strong. Ooh, good flash. That was almost a guaranteed kill from Set. Ooh, Set really wants to kill. I do not feel like that was the correct back. If Set has flash. Yep. I do not understand why Kale decided to back so close to tower, being 1 pixel with the wave moving in. I feel like that's a pretty rookie mistake in my opinion. Not to insult the Kale, that was just a very strange mistake. Oh. Unfortunate push away. Akali does have a lot of movement, but Set has so much movement speed. Although Akali does get to get away, unfortunately a little scot-free. I do not think they know about the Nami there. Although we do have 4 in mid, they only have 3. Definitely dead there. Nice shutdown from the support. Despite the support getting a bunch of kills, I did get a gold bounty, which is very unfortunate for the Nico to have. While this isn't looking like Mina's game to dominate, I feel like it is Set's turn to have a turn running the game for once. The Set has a really good matchup into the enemy. Oh, I forgot their name. The enemy top laner. I feel like our Set is doing much better and is currently much more poised to take out the Akali than currently Mina is. Mega Noodles is starting to come online. Although they are 3-man in the jungle, they seemingly want to gank Mina again for some reason. Mina is not worth that much gold. They are 1 in 5. They seem to be all coagulating around right side, which is very strange. There's no dragon coming up. They just seem to be all grouping around there. Maybe wanting to kill Mina or the ADC some more. I would think the best play would be to gank top lane to make sure that no one is really succeeding in this game. But right now they seem to be hard grouping, potentially baiting in our support ADC into a trap. Although with Wukong backing, I don't understand why Nico is just sort of sitting in mid lane bush. Especially with Set pushing up tower and getting first turret of the match. Well, I don't know if it was first turret or if mid got it. Set is running after the ADC, and I believe Set can kill her. Even with that flash, Set just has so much CC. He has the big punch if he wants to use it there. Oh, Estramu getting hit by that ult before he could punch is really unfortunate. And not killing her there and not getting the gold bounty off for Mina is so unfortunate. Maokai having to ult defensively just so everyone can get away. Although the flash in does kind of negate Maokai ult, the pushback. This Nico, I feel like Mina is completely devastated by that not killing of their ADC. They could have gotten 600 gold from that. Mina is, I'm assuming, sobbing and screaming. That would make me very tilted as well. Although it seems like Cumberlands gets another dragon under the belt. Maokai can't ult to get it. The Akali's there as well. I feel like this is snowballing into Cumberland's favor, but I feel like with one good team fight, Center is basically back in it. They have a pretty high gold bounty on the ADC. Although they do get the third Drake. We are not up in towers, but we are up in heart. So far, ward percentage-wise, we seem to be about the same as them with a little bit less tracker wards from our Maokai. But it seems to be a decently even game so far. No fights are getting blown out. While our ADC is currently doing a little bit worse, our top lane is doing better. Our junglers are about the same, but our mid lane is suffering by a very wide margin. I know Mina is definitely going to dominate this game late game, but for now they need to make it to late game. Being matched up against an Akali mid is never fun for a ranged top laner, especially not for Mina, who is so close range oriented. They only really have one form of pushback, CC, and the Akali does have about 3 dashes, so it is very unfortunate. Set is going to try and beat up Kale again, even when getting dove. A strange ult. I do not think he expected the ADC to be all the way up in top to sneak up behind him. I feel like Center right now is getting out-rotated by a lot of members on the team, as seen by the Akali's trying to all-in the ADC, getting pushed off by the ADC. Ooh, Mina, unfortunately trying to get some pokes on towers. Wasn't aware of the ADC up top and got rotated on. I feel like Mina's playing a little sloppily this game. Mina's seemingly, I do not know why Mina was up there tapping tower whenever she knows that there is a loose ADC on the loose in the jungle, and potentially a Wukong rotating. And just having killed the set in top, I feel like Mina should have been more aware of that rotating downwards. Now this game is starting to turn for the worse. They are getting Thornbound, and if they get Thornbound, this is a pretty sizable lead towards their direction. We're currently losing another mid tower. It's not looking very good for Center right now. I feel like we need to get a Baron or shut down this ADC is the main ways for dominance, but the ADC seems to be playing super unpredictably. I feel like if we catch the ADC out in a poor gank or a strange gank, I feel like we'd be able to get ourselves back in this game. But so far, it's not looking amazing. Center doesn't seem to know that they're doing Thornbound, or if they do, there's not really a way to stop them. Kale is clearing some of Wukong's camps. Wukong seems to be wanting to go for Baron into another Chemtech, which I feel like would be the correct play since they are ahead. Sets up pretty far. I understand he beats the crap out of the Kale, but I don't think going for the Kale this deep is your play. I think Set is just dead, mega dead here. Okay. Estremu, I understand you want to kill the Kale, but the Kale is 1-4 now. You're 4-4. I feel like, ooh, that really good shutdown for Mandalore. That's a pretty good kill on the Akali. Now we just need to shut down this ADC, and it's basically an even game if you round up a few thousand gold. Maokai on the support jungle, I feel like, is sort of getting matched out by the Wukong enemy support jungle right now. The Wukong support is kind of everywhere at once. I haven't really seen the Maokai in too many fights. He only has 2 assists compared to the Wukong's 2 kills, 2 assists. Which, ooh, unfortunate Maokai blanking into the wall. They want to really kill this ADC here to get that shutdown gold, which is very well advised. They need to kill her here. Please. Center. Ooh, Maokai seems to be getting shredded by the ADC. Kill her. Amazing shutdown gold. 1,000 shutdown gold with the bonus bounty and the 700 bonus bounty is amazing for Center. Maokai getting the kill as well, being able to support his team even more with the Bramble Vest being a very strong play. Mina getting killed again by this Akali. This is just a horrible matchup for Mina. Having so many dashes, Mina only having one form of CC. I feel so bad for Mina getting dove by this Akali constantly. This is just a terrible matchup. However, with this ADC being shut down and being put in the respawn queue, only at the sacrifice of our support is very, very good. Although our top lane is doing very well, I think Mina needs to... I hate to say it, this Akali is just rotating where Mina is, which is just very awful to be in, especially with Shadow Flame on the Akali. I feel like it's just bullying Mina extra hard. Ooh, Set's going into 3. He's just dead here. Unless Astramu does big... I lied. I didn't see the Maokai coming up. But Set would have definitely been dead there if not for the Maokai. Seems to be a big team fight brewing. Definitely a big team fight brewing. Kale is not here. It's a 5v4 right now. Kale is backing instead of coming to Chemtech Drake. Everyone seems to be fighting. Ooh, with a knock-up engaged to kill Mina again. I feel so bad for Nami. Set's going in to kill their ADC, or is trying to. They kill the Akali. Ooh, I feel like horrible team fight from center side. We only killed 1. We didn't kill the ADC. We did kill the mid lane, which is very strong, but we lost out on a Chemtech Drake. I'm not sure if fighting there was the best bet for center, as center is pretty behind, and they have a lot better team fight than center. Wukong has a lot of swinging AoEs. Kale has a lot of swinging AoEs. They lose out on a dragon and Baron for this. This may just be the game for center, as this is a pretty sizable lead. Having every single dragon, as well as Thornbound and Baron spawning with all teammates coming up, I feel like it's going to be a very hard situation for center. With Mina falling behind early and not being able to catch up in the mid lane, I feel like that may have sealed center's fate here. But with the Set and the Maokai building a bunch of defensive items, I feel like we may be able to hang on here to maybe stall out another dragon for us. The ADC getting another gold bounty along with the Wukong. Center seems to be wanting to hold on to their tower, but with 5-man diving, Set is not here to help defend. Set is trying to split push top, which I somewhat understand, but whenever it's a full team pushing Fountain, I do not know if... we'll see if Nico goes in and flash ults again. Kale currently doing late game Kale things, poking out our team. Set is split pushing and is providing a thorn in their side. One of them needs to back. Center is holding on. I do not think they can end, and Set is currently pushing up to their Nexus. With Set backing, Set does kind of realize that even with this, everyone is pretty low, and they do need Set. Ooh, taking 2 tower shots. The ADC living with the Akali? I feel like Akali was out. Mina trying to get at least 1 kill to their name, but I feel like Mina's going to get shut down again by the level 16 Akali. I don't understand why that was used there. That's a long cooldown. The support using an equivalent of an invulnerability to live a couple extra seconds there, which I don't understand. Because they were dead no matter what. Even if they did that and managed to full all-in Set, Set has enough defense and his punch to make sure that doesn't happen. Very solid split push from Astramu. I did doubt it initially, but with him taking a tower pushing up to their Nexus is providing equal amounts of pressure. Center seems to be holding on. The gold lead isn't that far apart, although with 4 dragons to our 0, along with a Baron that is currently dissipating or being gone, I feel like we'd be able to keep in this game a little bit, but if only Mina gets a kill here, or Mina stays alive. Another ult. Is Kale going to kill Mina again? I'm so sorry, Mina. This is not your game. Every time Mina is about to get a kill, they all rotate on them. Set's going to probably do the big punch. Does hit Kale for that decent bit of HP. Will the support come in to help out Astramu? They do. Astramu is probably dead from Kale poking. Nice knock-up, keeping Astramu back in the game. Maokai is coming in to probably kill the ADC. The Akali is wrapping around, providing some vision. Maokai is trying to destroy waves and keep waves off the Nexus while Wukong is moving away trying to push up waves. I feel super sad for Mina right now, as every time that's a good half their health. With the full team being there, I do not think Astramu walking and ulting further deeper into them was a particularly good play, even if they did get the kill, just because he would have traded for... I mean, I guess he would have kind of killed the ADC, knocking away the the support so they can't knock it already. Center, this seems to be a very good fight for center. Mina is getting the shutdown gold, although the KO. Ooh. Mina with the double kill, getting a bunch of gold. That is just so unfortunate. Kale running Rabadons, and it seems to be going a lot more of an aggressive poking style. I do not understand why well, I should never question what the Akali's doing, especially when Akali's doing so much damage. Maokai just isn't hitting Akali enough for anything. Maokai and the support running around trying to kill the Akali isn't the best plan just because Akali has so much damage and movement. I feel like Mina, with that sizable amount of gold from that double shutdown, may be able to get themselves enough items to get themselves back in this game, but being 3-11 is not doing great for their mental, as 3-11 on any character, even if you're Smolder, doesn't do amazing for your mindset. Now that gold lead from before that was getting a lot closer seems to have been greatly disparaged as they took both towers, Baron, and the other dragon, but it's looking very difficult for center as they need to win a couple team fights just to stay in this game. Meanwhile, Cumberlands needs to just win one team fight and the game's pretty much over. Our more supportive style for jungling and for supporting seems to be going up against this, as all Nico needs to do is flash ult and they've done what they need to do for the team fight. And the KO swapping to a more DPS aggro is kind of shredding our two tanks, especially with Rabadon's death cap. Perhaps if Mina was still in the game, we could have more of a talk to say that center was not too far out of this game, but with Mina currently being pretty far out of it and our Maokai not being able to hit the enemy team for a lot, I think our Maokai is just dead here. Even with the ult, Maokai just gets dove on by Akali too much. I feel like we need to ban Akali and their... Excuse me. Ban their Akali and their ADC next game. Akali also getting Zhonya's Hourglass because they both don't want to die. I feel like this may be GG's for center, although they seem to be pushing in for the win with their Maokai and with their Maokai being down as they get both Nexuses. I do not know what center can do here for a big win. Mina did get Zhonya's Hourglass, which is respectable. The ADC uses Set with the that big punch from Set. I always like to see killing the ADC, although they do have their ADC is not their whole team. They do have a very strong mid laner and a very strong top laner, so killing one DPS out of 3 is not enough. As I said from before, they just really needed one team fight to win the game. Metro Mina being put behind early was really a big consequence for a team. Mina is the backbone of Center's team, and having them knocked out so early is just so unfortunate. Now, looking at the after-game stats, the Akali doesn't seem to have done the most damage in the game, as Kayle definitely ramped up late game, but I definitely feel like Akali and Kai'Sa were both really big problems for team fights, as well as Nico. Nico being able to flash ult is very impactful. It's impactful on ARAM, it's impactful in the normal game. Our Janna didn't seem to be doing a whole lot saving team-wise. Our Severe did as well as she could, went even. Poor Mina. She did do most damage in the game, but she was being constantly put back under tower, put back into the respawn queue. I hope for next game center either picks a better mid-game matchup or a mid-lane matchup for the Akali, or they outright ban Akali. I know Akali isn't a very fun mid-laner to go against due to the lack of mana and the multiple movement abilities, but I feel like center definitely has a chance. We definitely held on a lot longer due to a lot of our team strength, with Mina holding on and not getting super tilted, aside from that one tower stay behind during that very mid-game, but everyone makes mistakes. I feel like Mandalore played up a little too aggressively against the Kayle. I understand wanting to not let Kayle go into their ascended state, but I feel like it bordered on inting on a couple times. Now our bot lane went fine. It went fine early game, and the only reason why the enemy ADC got so fed is that they started rotating and they started having a bunch of successful ganks for that. And we didn't unfortunately get a shutdown. There's a point in the mid game where Mina hit the ADC and brought them down to 1 pixel, and they managed to get away. And I feel like that was only snowballing further into the ADC's favor. Now I'm interested to see if we stay with the same set of bans, or if we try and ban their existing team comp. That support was a big impact for the enemy team, as even if the NECC didn't get CCs off late game, they still managed to just flash ult, which managed to get 1 or 2 people, which was basically a guaranteed kill or 2. All right, so the center did not ban any of the problem champions from last game. They seem to have banned their own characters: Blitzcrank, Urgot, Braum. Well, not Urgot. We're picking Urgot, but we seem to have banned a lot of. Where they didn't ban any of the problem characters from last time. UCC still seems to be running the same sort of set of bans before: Amumu, Silas, although with the new ban of Darius and Mordekaiser, as well as I forget the character's name, but we seem to be running a very different strategy this time. We seem to be running a similarly supportive jungle. We are running Karma top, or Urgot top, Karma mid, Mel mid. Whoa, what is our team? I'm curious to what our comp will be. It's definitely Jarvan 4 jungle, Vigar mid, as that's what Mina likes to play, Orianna mid from the enemy team, possibly Tristana support, Rel ADC, Wukong jungle set top. They seem to have been jealous from our set pick from last game, where our set had the potential to run the game, but Karma, Vigar, Mel, Jarvan, and Urgot is a lot more of a ranged team than before. Mel, Vigar, and Karma are all characters that can 100% blow you up late game. So I feel like we're hoping that the game runs as long this time, so that once we get to the late game, we can just start blowing up the Wukong, blowing up the set, blowing up the Orianna. Now, I haven't seen Urgot from us, as I feel like for our top laner, we tend to shoot for a lot more of the slowly grindy top laners, or honestly, slowly grindy top laners that we play into burst characters. We have seen the Jarvan 4 jungle, we have seen Vigar mid, we haven't seen a Karma or a Mel before. Although I'm interested to see who would the support be, as Karma generally is played in the top lane or ADC in the bot lane. Maybe we're trying to go for double ADC bot or one magic, one ADC bot and trying to swap things around so we have more DPS. I'm interested to see how this game turns out. I didn't know we had an Urgot, but we do now. I've seen our Jarvan 4 performance from a couple games ago. The game didn't really go on long enough for the Jarvan 4 to be super relevant. I haven't seen a lot of Orianna from any of my games, as Orianna is decently hard to play. I'm interested to see what changes. We'll see you all whenever the spectator delay ends, and alright, so we're back. Center this time is on red side. We, as stated earlier, we seem to have swapped up our comp. Although University of Cumberland seems to be full man rotating. They seemingly want to get an early kill, although with Mina spotting them in mid lane, I feel like a lot of their surprise factor is ruined. I feel like they maybe want to get an early cheeky kill. I think we know they're in there though. And I didn't know that Mina picked Bell. Usually Mina picks Vigar, with Mandalore picking and Lumberjack going top. Extremely interesting. Uh-oh, our Karma seemingly wants to get 4 main ganked. I don't know why they all are still there. We seem to have swapped around the placements. Mina's still going mid, Mega Noodle's still going jungle, but Mandalore the Wise is now support Vigar? Nope, not support. Full DPS Vigar as a support. The Urgot and Set matchup looking, oh my goodness. Ooh, good flash from the Urgot. I don't know if he lives this. I think he's dead from the Ignite still. Oh, lives with maybe a pixel left of HP. Set using flash and Ignite, not chasing oddly enough. Well, Urgot does have the range advantage. Lumberjack staying for his small amount of CS. Who? There's other. I don't know if Urgot can kill him here. Set doesn't have flash or ignite, so Urgot is safe playing at this distance. Poking down, maybe he can. Oh, he gets pulled and he's dead. Hold on a moment. I thought Urgot was dead there 100% of the time, but he lives again with actually a pixel's worth of health, using the shield he gets from the throw behind and dodging his punch with the throw behind, barely saving him. Both buying Doran's Blade instead of any protection item. This is when Urgot is at his weakest too, having 10 full CS over the set too. The Urgot was a very strong counterplay, or very strong counter pick rather, to this set, as the pull behind seems to be a very good anti-set mechanic. Set did miss the pull-in, which means that Urgot is free just to wail on him. Enemy bot all-inning on Orbiter, Pluto, and Vigar and Mandalore, but I don't know if that's the best play. Urgot and Set are both squaring up, although I think Urgot, despite not having his full kit online, is doing much better than the Set right now. Set trying to do the cheeky pull and misses means Urgot is free to go in for some poke and some farm. Mina's trying to go for some poke so they can't back and they miss wave. Wukong is coming in for Mina, although Mina can just throw the slow orb at him and he can't gank sufficiently. Urgot is getting punched at the throw by. Dang! Set is getting the. Ooh! Can we go back to top lane, please? Oh! Why are you again with the pixel of health from Urgot killing Set again? I feel like this Set is throwing his monitor across the room because of that pixel difference of HP again. Bot lane seems to be doing at least better than last time. They're not being held under tower for the majority of the time. I haven't seen too much from the mid lane. Seems to be Cordial poking. Our Jarvan 4 is grabbing Ocean Drake seemingly under their noses, although Orianna does have a ward there and is 2 levels over. Although Karma is coming to do a decent sizable amount of HP for Orianna's HP, although the rest of the team is coming in, getting poked by Ocean Drake. I feel like they want it, although will Mina be able to rotate? They give up Ocean Drake. With more people there, I feel like they maybe could have. With more people there, I feel like they maybe could have done it. Urgot is just punching Set over and over. Goodbye, Mr. Set. Alright. Fade to black as he gets executed. That is, the Set is just having no fun in top lane. Urgot doesn't even have his maxed 2, so he's not even doing the most damage he can be right now. Set is just getting outpoked. Wukong is trying to take Ocean Drake, but Center is watching him very closely. Vigar is staring at him, waiting for the poke, although he does have flat. Ooh, good stun from the Vigar. Nice poke! Even with the jump behind the wall to try and save Wukong, I feel like this is just a bad position, even if they can go in. No one has Smite. Ooh, Jarvan coming in with the Smite. And the double kill. I feel like, ooh. Center gonna get a triple kill here. Or is Noisy going to get out here? Are we going to get another kill in mid lane? Ooh! Mina being the Galaxy Brain play. Did we just almost get a full team wipe there? This is much more favorable for center. And with that interaction between Orianna and Mel, uh-oh, pulling them for... Ooh, I didn't know, Set's auto... Why would you go back in? Interesting. Set couldn't get a kill in his lane from Urgot and seemed to rotate to bot just to kill the support. Or, well, not support. They're both going the 80 carry route. Although Karma seems to be doing the... No, Karma's going a supportive route. Interesting. Will Mel die here? She does have a pretty strong shield. As I was saying earlier, Mina is basically able to invalidate Orianna by pressing the funny reflect button, which does reflect her own ult back at her whenever she wants to try and ult Mel. Oh, interesting. Set swapped because he was getting diffed hard by the Urgot in exchange for the ADC. I do not know if that's better for the ADC or not. Oh, they're getting blasted by Mel. The flash in from the jungler? They seem to want to rotate up to get Void Grubs. Here comes Set, getting poked out pretty hard. Set does have no magical defense right now. Do not know if they needed 4 members of the team to grab Void Grubs, but they're certainly doing it. They're giving up half of a tower to do so. Set fighting a 2v1 in bot may not be the lane to put him in. I know he wasn't having much fun with the Urgot, but... Yeah, Set is getting pretty hard poked. Even whenever he has his big punch ready. Even if he flashes in full kit dumps punch. Ooh, and he misses the punch too. Oh, he's goodbye, Set. Igar moment. I do not know if Set rotating down there was the best idea. But I understand not wanting to lane up against a 3-0 Urgot. Is Urgot reach his max ability yet? Urgot may just kill the ADC there if they stay too long. This seems to be a lot more of a favorable game for center. We seem to be winning every lane so far. Although they do have Void Grubs, we do have Dragon. A pretty successful fight in Dragon, and just in general, I feel like the Mel is a pretty strong counter pick for Orianna. The Urgot versus the ADC matchup is pretty difficult for Urgot, just because Urgot does like to get in nice and close, but the ADC is very proficient at poking. But I feel like over the long term, I feel like Urgot does definitely win this. It just takes probably a few exchanges for him to come out on top, especially with his higher health item and generally more defense. Poking them out pretty hard. Set and the tank is an interesting lane. I think Urgot would kill them there 100% if they did not dash out. Urgot would have ult eaten them. I wonder if Urgot did it super fast, they would have been unable to get out. I'm so sorry, Set. Seems to be a pretty big team fight happening down here, although we seem to be winning. Oh, whoa. Vigar, what the heck just happened here, my man? Vigar, whoa. Vigar, chill. Dang. Despite Mandalore dying, he did take 2 people with him, and despite we did have a very strong trade there, killing the Set, the support, and the Wukong. While we get dragged 2, while we only had to trade one of them, Vigar's already back to lane with his TP. boxing up against Orianna. Orianna doesn't want to be in mid lane anymore. Orianna says, swap me out for bot lane, please. The top laner doesn't want to be there anymore. They say, swap me out for mid lane, please. This is not a guaranteed dragon anymore. I feel like we took way too long to kill a dragon, although Veigar can come in here and throw some big buttons out. Why would you walk into the stun, Orianna? Jarvan is probably dead. Nice flash. Ooh. Urgot is here. I don't know if they get with smite up. Nope. They get Hextech Drake for smite, but I feel like this is a very bad position for them to be in with Urgot being full HP and walking at them. I feel like that was a generally negative trade for UCincy. Whoa, not UCincy, Cumberlands. But I feel like the dragon there was a pretty smart pick for them to sneak that dragon out while center couldn't take it and didn't have much coordination, but that could have been very bad for them. Especially with the Urgot showing up. If the Urgot showed up just a little bit sooner, that would have been so good for them. Our Veigar right now is currently running this game, despite the fact he doesn't have a bounty. He has just boots and... oh, I forget what that item is called, but... Alright, so you got about a half your health, Orianna. It was nice knowing you. Orianna seems to want to swap the bot, not wanting to play up against Smell, leaving just a support. Set's going back up the top lane. Oh! Ooh! Ah! Somehow they didn't get full kit dumped. Veigar is missing a decent amount of their poke. They seem to want to just get tower. Ooh! Almost. Urgot is poking out Set pretty strong. Oh, sorry about that. Urgot does not have his 2 maxed out yet. Ooh, is Mel dead here? Is Mel dead here? Oh, no, not with Jarvan 4 here. Mina is staying against the Wukong who's spinning on her. Set, I do not... Ah! Or Urgot is currently getting beat up pretty hard. If he gets punched here, Urgot is dead. Oh, no! That flash was so unfortunate. He got ignited right before he flashed, so he couldn't get away. Alright. What was the plan there, Mr. ADC? If you couldn't tell, the ADC all-in Mel, when all Mel had to do was press a button and the ADC could not interact because all their kit is projectiles. So they jump in against Mel. Oh, and Mel's not going to do the shield. They do the shield. They just evaporate. I don't understand what the play was. Maybe they wanted to do an all-in because they knew they were getting ganked. I'm not 100% sure. Orianna seems to be doing not amazing in the back line. If Veigar hits one cage, she is just dead. Veigar cage. Ooh! Another kill for the Veigar! He is currently running this game, and I love watching Veigar's play because big number make me happy. But so far, we are tied turrets. We do have more gold as of now. Karma, Veigar, if you could help out! I feel like if Veigar could have... that's just an unfortunate, a little bit overextension, although they get dove pretty hard by a little thing. I forget their name. Mandalore on Veigar, currently in the lead for running this game. Urgot did have a chance to run this game from Lumberjack. Oh, I think Lumberjack does have his enhanced auto up. Oh, he doesn't know yet. It's too late. Oh, he's getting 3-man ganked. Ooh, wait, Jarvan's here to help him out. Ooh, the push behind him. He's trying to get at least 1 kill before he goes out. Unfortunate timing. I think Jarvan's here too. Ooh, Veigar's here. Another 1,000,000 kills for the Veigar. Another 1,000,000 kills for Mandalore. And Mina is doing a very strong job of rotating up top too. The enemy God Construct is currently going to get evaporated by the Veigar again. Another 1,000,000 kills for Mandalore the Wise. Another 1,000,000 kills. Although I feel like the commit for that wasn't worth it. Although you did give the support the gold, I feel like the commit for the very final kill was not the most amazing. But I do respect it heavily. Especially being, I keep touching the mic, especially with such commitments.
Blue team's turret
being one turret up now. I feel like center is in a much more favorable position than last game, especially having two late game scaling titans in the form of Mel and Vigar. While the enemy team has Orianna and the ADC, which do scale well, don't get me wrong, but compared to Vigar Mel, who can one-shot you late game, I feel like it's not amazing for the enemy team the longer this game goes on. As Wukong, I don't know if you do want to take Herald here, especially with the vision. Oh, I think Center gets a free Chemtech Drake here. Or maybe they'll trade objectives. This seems like a pretty free dragon for Center. Maybe they can even rotate up top to get the Rift Herald. Although I do think dragon is more important than Rift Herald. It is still fortunate for... Oh, goodbye, Orianna. Another 1 trillion kills for Mandalore the Wise on Vigar. He is currently running this game as a lot of the enemy characters don't have a lot of movement they can do that doesn't get them stunned by the Vigar 3. I feel like Center going 9 to 8, one more dragon, only being 4k gold up, but I feel like this is looking much more favorable. The Set is in a really bad position. Set, I didn't even realize this. Set got Blade of the Runed King into Urgot. That item is not particularly strong even on an ADC, so getting it on Set, who autos just a few times during his combo, I'm not 100% sure about that pick into Urgot, who's really the only tank. And I would even call him or Jarvan the tank. I feel like it's a very interesting item pickup. Our Karma, however, isn't doing the most support-wise. I feel like if Karma hits a couple great ults, it will definitely be super beneficial. I feel like we're rearing up for a big team fight here. Set is backing. Mel is backing as well. Vigar in mid could probably 1v5 right now. Karma sticking to Mandalore as they should. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Vigar, no! Dang, even while Mandalore was dying, he did nuke a lot of HP. Getting both, getting one, whoa, what did I say? Killing the Wukong and getting someone decently low and killing another one. I'm not quite sure that was a good trade for 2 to 3. We did kill their decently strong ADC, but we did give up Vigar again, although Mina did not die there, and Mina is currently becoming another one of our carries. Mina is showing up for this late game. We could have potentially gone for Thornbound there, but I understand not wanting to. Mina going to check for Thornbound just in case the team was, for some reason, doing it. Strange that Mandalore is only level 11 with all the kills that he's got. And Mina being 14. I feel like there's a big team fight revving up in lower mid just to get Thornbound. It is a pretty significant win rate boost if you do pick it up, something like 4% increased win rate if you pick up Thornbound. Although going for it right now when Wukong's decently behind. Ooh, Mel almost caught the Wukong. Vigar is farming just to get his level up, which is respectable. The Urgot Set matchup is probably a lot closer because Set can do a lot more burst, and especially with his strange pick Blade of the Rune King to counter Urgot. Oop, a little bit of poking happening in mid lane. One bad Vigar stun and it's all over. A full team fight happening right here. Mina coming in from the side. It is a 5v5 right now. Sorry, 4v4. Ooh, Rift Herald. They really want this mid tower. Vigar trying to... Uh-oh! unfortunate interaction for the Wukong. Wukong really wanted mid tower to push in, but that Vigor cage was very strong enough to catch his back out. That Vigor cage was perfectly positioned. The Wukong that was such a strong rotating force from last game is seemingly not doing too well this game. Center may be able to take a game off of Cumberlands. Even if we do lose the set, just taking one game off Cumberlands is a feat in itself, them being undefeated so far, not even losing a match. Getting, ooh, I don't know if the support's trying to do something here. The enemy seems to be, Center does have to secure it and dump a lot of abilities into it pretty close because they're going in to get the last hit. Oh, over to Pluto being knocked out. Ooh, okay. We did get Thornbound, but we did sacrifice 2 players for it, although we did sacrifice the support jungler and the, ooh, nice damage from Mina. I think Mina's still dead here. Oh, yes, very much so. Getting 700 bonus gold from a 4-0. That doesn't feel right to me, but I am also very biased. Urgot, while this was happening, was split pushing. Set did come in for the, ooh, now with the other Chemtech Drake. I feel like Urgot wants to push up even more, but with the set coming back, I think the trade was worth it. Thornbound for Drake is generally a lot better, generally speaking. A lot more levels, a lot more gold. We're still a little ahead on turrets. This game is turning out to be a lot more even. The enemy ADC is truly the main DPS holding their team together, along with a little bit of the Orianna, but so far it's just the enemy ADC who's doing the bulk of the damage. I feel like if Vigor prioritizes cages or Jarvan 4 jumps on her in specific and stalls her for a few seconds, the Urgot set matchup is getting a lot closer. A set can actually fight back against the Urgot. Set seemingly wants to all in him here. And is ulting. Oh, I do not think you want to do that, Set. Set, I do not think you want to do that. Nope. Goodbye, Set. I know you want to all in the Urgot and you want to get revenge for his early game bullying, but I want you to take a look at your build, my dear Set. You are building Blade of the Ruined King into a full defense, well, not full defense, a hybrid Urgot. I do not think there's any opportunity in which you win that. Now, Center is moving in for the gank to attempt to deny farm for the Wukong. 4 people to deny farm from the Wukong. Or just to do some light poking. Whoa! I don't know if bombing in was the play, although they did end up getting Mina, which may have been worth it in their eyes. Attempting to kill the ADC as best they could. Jarvan getting pushed back and maybe getting ignited and killed here if they don't push back the Wukong. Doesn't even need the ignite, just needs the moving ability. Urgot is currently blowing up the Wukong. If he had his execute, the Wukong is mega dead here. The ADC is currently hanging on and healing up with their lifesteal, proving to be a big problem in the side. What I said last time where Jarvan tried to dive the ADC did happen, but the ADC was too far back for the Jarvan to get any meaningful damage. The Jarvan's build is currently very hybrid focused, which isn't very kill secure oriented. I feel like this enemy ADC is going to give them a lot of trouble. The enemy ADC has a very good escape, and unless Vigor stuns them in a team fight, I do not feel like they're ever going to die, or unless Urgot gets a very huge execute. Ooh! Oh! The stun maybe from Vigor, keeping the ADC out of the fight as he has to stay in the cage. Ooh! Amazing Vigor ability as the set pulls him up and tries to dunk him further into the team, strangely enough. ADC, enemy ADC is kind of poked out there and is kind of stranded away from the team. I feel like if they dived him there, never mind, the support does have to jump over walls. This is a big fight for Baron. Whichever team does win this fight is very well positioned at winning the rest of the game. With Baron being right there. Strong 5v5. I think the first 5v5 of the game, all of the fights were 4v4s. Ooh, very, very strong poke from Mina. Goodbye, enemy support. I feel like the fight's just over for Center. The ADC does get out. Oh my! That is the nastiest Urgot snipe I have seen in many, many weeks. That was a crazy good snipe from Urgot. and it's from specifically Lumberjack. I've never seen Lumberjack play top for center, but I feel like he should do this more often. He is doing super well on the Urgot, and center may be able to win off this Baron push alone. Both people are still down, although they do want to back to get up and then probably do a big push. This is looking extremely favorable for center, and I feel like we can definitely knock off a match from them at the very least. The Wukong from last game that was able to exert such pressure is currently getting turned into Swiss cheese as he dives in and gets instantly annihilated by Mandalore's Vigar. Mina is also putting up amazing work with Mel and their shielding games as well as their poke that basically won the fight by CCing the support and engaging with the Vigar stun, instantly killing the support and ensuring that they have no engage. As without the support, everyone else in their team is firmly damaged. Set, despite having like one hybrid item, is firmly damaged, which is unfortunate because Urgot will probably kill him here again. Top lane full damage into an Urgot, especially building Thornmail. I do not think finishing Thornmail is the... Whoa. Vigar double stun there? Is that enough to win the fight? Or is the... Okay. Mandalore getting another kill. Mel poking them out and... Oh my goodness. Set from the behind killing people. Urgot's coming in to ensure the set has zero fun in this game. Get him, Urgot. Eat him. Or just kill him. The set did come in from behind just to ensure killing the Vigar, so the Vigar couldn't dominate the team. But we do have 3 carries this game, the Urgot and the Mel and the Vigar. So we have a pretty strong team comp overall, as Set did make the right choice all in the Vigar just to kill him. But our Urgot is also running this game, and Mina is also running this game. Lumberjack and Mel are... Oh, is she dead here? Urgot is hungry, he wants his food. Never mind. Oh, they are low enough to get Urgot executed if they step up. Although I think Urgot is probably saving it for Set or the ADC again. This Urgot has hit about 3 executions this game, which is about 3 executions more than Urgot normally gets in a game. I don't understand that back Urgot. That was a very lazy back, but with the rest of his team there, that could have been a bait. I kind of see it. Oh, I don't think engaging with only 3 out of 5 people is correct, especially if Vigar hits a nasty cage. Urgot is not in the fight, neither is Set, so this will be a decently... Vigar tries to hit a crazy portal. Mandalore rightfully pinging in chat for everyone to wait for the E. Wait for my stun, guys. Wait for my stun. Wait for my press to stun. Vigar hasn't ulted all too much this game, although he probably could have last fight. Vigar wants to cage so badly. Uh-oh. Whoa. Set's all-inning someone. Urgot is... What is happening? Urgot all into the ADC. Poppy, not Poppy. The ADC tried to all-in our Vigar, but immediately got blown up by the rest of the team diving in on them. The Urgot wants his kill so badly. I feel like trading 1 for 4 was pretty optimal. Even if it was, sadly, Mandalore. I love seeing Vigar play, but if you do let him live, he will dominate the team fight. So I do understand the urge to want to shut him down. Now, Mina is doing the smart thing by split pushing, making sure that Orianna cannot stop the chem tech, although I do not think she could have even if she tried. I feel like center, instead of taking Drake, could have maybe won. Orianna was the only one up, and the support came up in 10 seconds. They maybe could have ended there. I'm not too sure, but getting chem tech Drake is still also a fine thing regardless. Urgot, Mel, and Vigar are all doing extremely well this game. The enemy ADC, who was a potential threat this game, is 8-6, getting killed every fight, which is not ideal if you want to start running the game. Hourglass for Mina is very good. Rabadons on Vigar and the stacking book. Oh goodness. I'm guessing Vigar has maybe 1,200 magical power. Center hard grouping because they know that if they hard group, they just win every fight. Nice poke Oriana, doing maybe 5% of Urgot's health. Urgot doesn't have that much magical. He has only Jacques Protean as his only magical. But she still only dealt that much damage? Strange, Oriana is building a very supportive-esque mage build. Center wanting to go for Baron, hard grouping around. I feel like Oriana isn't doing too much during these fights, just kind of throwing in one ability and exploding. Oh, the 80, whoa, that support dodge like maybe 6 abilities. Oh, oh my god! That was our support, by the way. Got instantly turned into Swiss cheese by the enemy ADC, although Set is going to die here by jumping into everyone. And they can't really do much to save there. The Set ult brings them back way too far to actually get... Whoa, Wukong! Whoa, Wukong! I don't know what you're doing. Yarvin going in to stall the ADC even if just for a few seconds. That was probably the right place so the ADC can't shoot the Urgot. The Urgot really wants to... Get him! Get him! Oh. I was really hoping for another execute. Oriana is split pushing instead of helping the fight that could potentially win the game. Urgot's very hungry. He wants food. And they are definitely into execute range, so I feel like Oriana split pushing was maybe correct. Although if they won that fight, they definitely could have gotten Baron and pushed that game to a lot better standards. Yes, Center definitely gets Baron here. Everyone's down for another 10 seconds and it takes them a while to traverse the map. Maybe the ADC can do some magic by dashing and killing someone dashing out, but certainly needs to get on Baron yesterday. They're giving the team too much. Oh! I see what they're doing. No, Vigar! Too soon! That could have been an amazing kill, but Vigar popped it way too soon. Set seemingly is an engage bot. Goodbye, Set. You have no defense. You are dying. What? What did you get hit by Vigar to? Center is ahead in gold by about 7k, but gold at this stage in the game doesn't really matter. It kind of just matters who wins the next huge team fight and has enough living people. Oh, Mina. Ooh, amazing flex from Mina, hitting the ADC for about half his HP. The support is going in and hitting a couple people, but there's no one there to follow up, and the support is scared. Understandably so. The ADC is scared. They probably maybe get Baron for this? Urgot is trying to kill Set again, near mid. The ADC is pretty far from the fight, but I don't know if Center knows this. Ooh, good poke in the Oriana. Oriana is 1000% dead. Oh, not even dead. Eaten. Ooh, Urgot with the massive shield. Oh my! Urgot tanking like 19,000 autos from the enemy. They could be trying to force Chemtech Drake here, just to force another engage from the enemy team. The ADC is getting bullied out by Jarvan 4. Even if he is 1-8, he can still just jump on you and ult, and nothing you can do. Ooh! Mina with the good root on the Wukong. Getting another Drake under their belt. They seem to be split pushing though, although they are getting collapsed on by everybody. I don't know if they can get tower in time, especially with the Urgot, Jarvan, and Mel. She does get the turret because she is indeed an... Did she get inhibitor too? Oh, whoa, she's being very elusive there. She did kill Inhibitor because she is an ADC and lived far too long, but Mandalore did shut her down. Baron is up, but the enemy team cannot take advantage of it. The carry of the team is down. Center should hard push for Baron and hard push to win immediately once this carry is down, because right now they have no damage. The only damage they have is sustained Wukong spin. I feel like they should really make, like right now, yes. Their EDC is down. What do they have? They have Wukong kit dump and Set kit dump, and that's it. They seem to be living around here, but what can they do damage-wise? Set and Wukong can only all-in one person at a time. Center, I feel like Center's doing the right thing. Vygar's standing behind the wall so he can't get dove. Vygar's coming out of his hiding place to try and all-in kit dump Set. Ooh, Wukong's trying to go into smite. Doesn't matter, Vygar's broken. Alright. Wukong immediately turns into Swiss cheese. Set also turns into cheese, as Set is going a weird hybrid build without the ADC there. As I said, this team really has no damage. The Orianna is building a more mixed hybrid mid lane build, as well as the Wukong going a bit of a hybrid build, and Set going whatever that is. They don't really have a whole lot of damage aside from their AD carry. Their AD carry is very strong and has very high crit and can probably dominate the game, but once they're down, the team's kind of floundering, especially without two tanks. I feel like if maybe Jarvan 4 all-ins and Vygar hits a stun, maybe baits out a flash, I don't know. Their AD carry is very dominant. Our 7k gold lead has turned about into an 8k gold lead. Mina's currently split pushing. We're in the awkward stage of the game right now where we're waiting for a big fight to happen, but we can't have any member of each team die too much or else the game doesn't end, because both teams are building very hybrid oriented. If too many DPS die, no one can end. We're stuck in a sort of limbo. Our Urgot, however, I haven't even looked at his KD this whole time. 11-2 on Urgot is crazy. Usually people all in on Urgot and try and get one execute, but our Urgot is playing very intelligently. They try to kill the Wukong there, but Center's pretty strongly grouped, so Elder Dragon is spawning soon. Cumberlands seems to be realizing that this is their real chance to win the game right here, so they have to full team group and potentially all in people. Center's all kind of spread around right now. Oh, the ADC going in on Mel. Probably not the best. Whoa, and they're still, whoa, pulled halfway across the map by the Urgot. Their ADC is down. The fight's over. There is no more fight. There is no more character that can deal damage. Despite the Karma being low HP, they have no damage dealers now. I hope Center realizes that, like, they can just push and win. Especially with only 2 people on the team and the Orianna being the only damage dealer left. I feel like that's just the end of game 1. Or, well, game 2. I feel like the Orianna mid lane was not super strong for the enemy team. Whoa, okay, mid laner. Whoa, chill, man. Chill. Alright, goodbye, mid laner. And that is most certainly game 2. All right. This was a much more decisive victory on Center's side. And this was the very first game lost by Cumberlands ever this season. So this already in itself was a large feat, but we can probably do much better by beating them again. We seem to have adapted to the Wukong strategies, and without that one melee ranged mid laner that I'm forgetting the name of, Akali, we now have a much stronger mid lane with Mina, who went pretty strong in their KD. Our Urgot probably dominated the game, killed the enemy AD carry a couple times, securing us the win, as well as our own AD carry doing a good job. The enemy team's Orianna did feel sort of like an empty slot. I didn't really notice the Orianna doing a whole lot. The Wukong was still holding on. The set did manage to get a couple picks, but with that DPS oriented build, it was very questionable. I feel like their team was pretty fragmented in all they wanted to do. Their AD carry was their whole team, and whenever they were doing well with the AD carry, they were of course doing well, but once the AD carry died, it was just splintering apart. So I hope Center is able to win the second one, as taking not one but 2 games off of University of Cumberlands is a very good thing. All right, so we're back from the picks and bans, and UC, University of the Cumberlands, is already banning picks that we had last time with Vigar and Mel. I understand the Vigar ban and the Mel ban, as those two characters kind of ran them, although I would half expected them to ban Morgott in place of Mordekaiser, as that was that was pretty bad for them. But I feel like banning our strong characters is maybe just kicking the can down the road. Thaner again picks Jarvan for. That was a pretty good engaged character, especially when denying the supports the ability to get into the fight. A Poppy, probably a Poppy topper support. Although first picking Poppy is very questionable. Usually Poppy's a very strong counter pick character. Ornn is interesting. I believe they banned Ornn last game, so it's strange to see them picking Ornn. Although with as long as these games go, an Ornn pick is understandable, but second picking Ornn into a team that can build a lot of tank shred is very interesting. Now a Karma is also interesting, as our Karma last game was very hit or miss. She did a lot of shielding, speed boosting, and all the things that Karma should do, but it felt like she was kind of fodder for a lot of fights, which is interesting that we pick Karma again. Aurelian Soul. I don't know, we had an Aurelian Soul. Aurelian Soul is an amazing pick into Ornn Poppy, as they're both picking our Syndra? I don't know how well that's gonna go. They may be picking Syndra so we can't have Syndra? Or maybe they have a pocket Syndra. But picking Aurelian Soul into two decently late game characters is a very strong choice. Soul is definitely a late game character, and his beam definitely gets very oppressive late game, even against the likes of Ornn and Poppy. I wonder if they'll ban. What is it with banning Darius? And Blitzcrank. Strange bans. I'm curious if their second ban will be Urgot or not, because Urgot does pretty well into Ornn just because of Ornn's playstyle, very slow and chipping. Okay, interesting. Banning a support character when we already have a support character picked. Blitzcrank and Nautilus? Are we truly frightened of being pulled? Zeri. I have not seen a Zeri in a very long time. I wonder who we'll pick as our final two, as we've seen Karma and Jarvan 4, but I wonder if we'll whip out another character like a new Aurelian Soul or not. Hui. We've played against Huis, but I don't know if we have a Hui ourselves. I'm assuming it's Hui carry, Aurelian Soul mid. I wonder who will be our top, because there's a lot of tops that really mess up Ornn. That's kind of one of them. I would have picked more characters like Leandra, maybe a Scion, maybe a Trundle, maybe characters that really beat up Ornn really bad. But I understand Garen. Garen does have armor shred against Ornn, and Ornn can't really avoid the armor shred. And against Ornn, he likes fighting low health, and you do have an execute, so Not an unfounded pick. Volibear Jungle. Interesting. I've seen a lot of Volibears in my casual games, but I wonder if it'll fare here. I'm interested to see. I'm assuming Poppy support, Zeri ADC, Syndra mid, Volibear jungle, and Ornn top. We're definitely going Garen top, Jarvan jungle, Hui ADC, Aurelion Sol mid, and Karma support. Now University of Cumberland's comp is rather strange, as Ornn is definitely a poke late game character, Volibear is an engage early mid character. Excuse me. Syndra's a poking character. I believe Zeri's an in-your face character and a Poppy's in-your face character, but I feel like our team also has a decent amount of anti-synergy as well. Garen's a strong engage inter. Jarvan is a very strong engage inter. Hui's a poker. Aurelion Sol's a poker. Karma is in a similar situation. That's all about I have to say. I'll talk to you all once we get into the game. Alright, and we're back. I'm pretty sure I know what our team comp is going to be. Poppy support, Zeri ADC, Syndra mid, along with Orn top. I think Garen definitely wins the level 1 all the way through the level 4, but I feel like Orn starts to put up a fight once he has items.
30 seconds until
I don't know why they're 4-man rotating again. Orbiter Pluto needs to leave. Uh-oh. Okay, never mind, they're fine.
Minions have spawned.
You know they named the dance after me.
Garen, get him. Hey, yeah. Going Q first Garen. Traditional, but I personally prefer E first Garen. Oh, never mind. It's way mid Aurelion Soul ADC. Interesting. I don't know we would play Aurelion Soul ADC. Hui is kind of getting beaten up. Mina's getting beaten up by her own character. I have heard from the exclusive interview from Mina. Mina does dislike it going against Syndra. So... Ooh, hitting 2 and then spinning. Ooh, very good Garen combo, even if it is 2 buttons. Aurelion Soul is kind of getting beat up by Zeri Poppy, but Poppy is a very strong early game character. She is supposedly be a top laner after all. Mina's having a rough time against her own character. I can't wait to shout out Demacia at the top of my lungs whenever Garen gets a kill. Good poke on the Zeri. Mina dodging the poke pretty well. I will not falter.
It's not dented.
Good poke against the Orn. One kit dump and he's dead. And one more kit dump. Mina's putting up a good fight against her. Ooh, good jukes. I like how we're solely watching bot lane now. Ooh, Garen! Honestly, could probably win that trade, at least most. Ay! Oh, Orn missing that pushback. Whoa, 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 what was that, Poppy? Interesting all in. Oh, Volibear may kill Mina here. Oh, good pop up. Mina! Ooh! Oh. Watch out, Mina. I'm rooting for you, Mina. I don't want you to have another 3-11 game, please. I believe in you. Aurelion Soul right now is doing pixels of damage, but wait till he's late game. Just you wait. Garen is opting for damage rather than defense first. Ornn is opting for defense rather than damage because Ornn is a tank, obviously. Very insightful commentary, I know. Good poke from Luna. The Garen versus Ornn matchup should really not be this close. Charge! Interesting Aurelian Soul ability. What? Pixels worth of damage at a time. Hold fast. I will not falter. Ornn building double cloth armor. I wonder if Cyanide has the Ornn Bible. Dang, Volibear got that under everyone's nose. It's now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, good flash from the Garen. I'm ready for it, Garen. Just 1-3 Demacia. I'm ready. Demacia? Demacia? What? Come on, Garen, do it! He's like just within threshold. Oh. Come on, Garen. You're one move. Wait. Garen, please! Just one ult him. He's dead. Just do it! Get him. Please. You hurt me, Garen. You wound me. It's... Please. Okay. Never gonna happen. Oh, goodbye, Garen. Oh, first blood. No, Garen! See? Oh, the Jarvan 4 save! Garen lives another day. Especially if you... What are you doing, Garen? You need to leave. I know you want the Demacia really bad, but you need to leave Estremu. Estremu? I know you don't want to miss out on wave, but Ornn doesn't have ult, but he can still poke at you. You are technically at the same HP right now. Well, Ornn's at less, but the Volibear is nearby. Ooh, missed his main point of chip. Volibear is getting chunked by Void Grubs. Ooh, interrupted him before he could get his jump on. Oh, goodbye. Oh! Mina maybe can get the kill on Volibear? Volibear is a pretty overtuned character. Just do it, Garen. Garen! You can... Oh, what are you doing? Oh, no. And with the bot lane ADC rotate, with the mid lane rotate, and no one saying anything. A little bit of an unfortunate start. We did get first blood, though, so... They do get grubs, unfortunately, but... Garen, you have flash. He's just dead here. Unless you hit the cannon. Just... Demacia! There we go. Oh no. Demacia! Garen, can you potentially... Oh! Swing and a miss. Can Garen get out? Oh, he can get out of here, especially with the Jarvan. Oh, smart play. Can the Jarvan do this? Hui needs to come in here. Oh, unfortunate. Little bit of inting from the Jarvan trying to get another kill. Although Mina killing the Poppy is pretty big. Pretty even game so far. Ornn purchasing Thornmail first item against Garen. Interesting. Oh, is Mina dead? Whoa, nice flash. Saved them. Unfortunate poke. Poppy's coming in, but Aurelion Sol has a really good escape. Ooh, really good knockup from the Ornn. Garen is not dead here, but he does take a big chunk of his HP. Or is he dead? Never mind, he has movement speed stem. Whoa, Girly Pop, what are you doing? So Mina got maybe one of the freest kills they'll get, just because. Ooh, good knockup from the Ornn hitting the wall. Good silence from the Garen. Mina did get gifted a kill by the Syndra, who just walked up thinking they could kill them without them noticing. Interesting putting up more wards whenever they have Sentry. Oh, Jarvan is maybe dead? Even with the Hui full kit dump, they don't take that much damage. Hui is not online yet. Hui has one Black Torch. Ooh! Nice stun, although I think Garen's fighting a little bit too much for my unfortunate Mountain Drake. They do have 2 Mountain Drakes. Or not 2 Mountain Drakes, 2 dragons. Uh-oh. Dang, they don't even get a kill. Garen getting a plate or 2 off tower. Two plates.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Center is generally a much later game team than Cumberlands, so aside from the Ornn pick, almost all of our lanes are pretty strong late game. I'd say Volibear is definitely stronger late game than Jarvan, but our DPS are pretty late game characters, Hui and Aurelion Sol in specific. Ooh, big Aurelion Sol ult. Getting the stun so they can't go in deeper, while the mid laner rotated over here way too late to be helpful. Ornn waiting for Garen in the bushes. Uh-oh, Volibear's here. Can Garen make it out in time? Doesn't look like it. Although Yarvin is here to maybe try and kill Volibear. I think he may be baiting Garen a little bit. He is baiting Garen. It is unfortunate. Dang, we almost got aced, but thankfully Mina can win their fight in their mid lane. We got first turret somehow.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Center's not in the best of positions right now, but we can definitely still win this, especially with Aurelian Soul getting his second item and Mina already on their way towards their second item. Ooh! A little bit of unfortunate poke from the... I always forget her name. Syndra. Poppy almost diffed the Garen. Uh-oh. Mina, no! This is not looking very good for center right now. We are getting generally out-rotated by the enemy team as of this stage in the game, but comeback is definitely still possible. That Poppy engage is super strong. Ooh, 4-man Aurelian Soul Stun, but it sadly doesn't matter. That Poppy is a real menace. Having an engage support versus no engage support in your team does make a giant difference. It's the pushing bot lane.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Ooh, good catch of her back. She's definitely dead here. A good kill on God Construct, however, we do need to kill the ADC and a jungler who has not died yet for a very sizable gold bounty. Poppy right now is kind of running this game, even though Poppy wasn't the greatest first pick and the team could have adapted around it, they're still getting caught out by Poppy. Ooh, I think they're trying to kill the Poppy here, or somebody. This team fight could put center back in the game, or even shove them even further behind. Already getting outpoked a little bit. Orange Train coming in. Swing and a miss from the Orange Train. Ooh. Draven 4 going in, putting everyone inside of a cube. Aurelian Soul ult hitting 2. Killing Orange and shutting them down. Big Garen gold. Garen's going in for the Poppy, although is deciding to run out. Ooh! Almost killed the mid laner. I think Garen can definitely kill the mid laner with his movement speed. Just Demacia her! You have it! Or not. I think it was very intelligent for our Draven 4 to get in there and get himself killed, as he is 0-5 now. However, that doesn't matter if he props the rest of the team out. Summoning Rift Herald to destroy mid tower. They barely managed to get it. The Hui killing the mid laner? Not quite.
Shielding. Not dented.
Thornbound spawning top. Garen doing a sizable HP, a sizable down in Volibear's health, although Garen is 100% dead here, unless 3-man Aurelian Soul Stun. Garen does get out to the wall. Ooh, big shutdown from the Aurelian Soul as he and Mina are both out. The support may die here unless they provide some decent PO here. We seem to be slowly clawing our way back into this game at the cost of putting the Draven 4 even further behind. Garen is probably dead here. This is a very unfortunate situation to be in with only some friends nearby. Oh, is he managing to get out? Demacia! Aurelian Soul coming around. This is going to be another double kill. Ooh, and shutting down the support too. I think Center is back in the game from this. Even gold lead, shutting down. Mina's in the lead. Mandalore is also being pretty sizable on his Aurelian Soul. Although we could get finished off here. Although only having our support PK. Uh-oh. Goodbye, Volibear. Even with your jump, it does not matter. We're hanging on this game. We could make Cumberlands have their first loss here. Especially if we get Drake here. And kill both their wards first. Garen is scaring them off very thoroughly. He misses his item proc, but it's fine. That's a pretty short cooldown. Did they see the enemy mid laner pop in just there? Mina? Ooh, Mina did see. Good poke on the Poppy. Are they trying to secretly do Thornbound? They are. Now this is not an amazing play. Doing Thornbound while everyone is up can result in unmitigated disaster, as especially the rest of the team is starting to notice. They seem to be backing off of it now, but starting in the first place seemed to be a pretty big mistake, especially with Soul and Hui. Oh, Garrett, ooh, Warren, ooh. Center doesn't want to seem to let go of Thornbound. They seem to want to take it for themselves. Orin calling in the ult. Garen running face first into it, not getting hit by any other ability, strangely enough. Center taking Thornbound chip as they really want this now. This would be a huge benefit or boon to Center. Neither of them are really hitting the enemy ADC. Enemy ADC is just, are they going to smite it? Ooh! With a Demacia coming and killing two and having no one die on our end? We are so back. Now we have the gold bounties and they're starting to fall behind a bit. This is looking more and more promising by the team fight.
You know they made the dance.
With the Aurelian Soul spam taunt and everything.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Their Poppy, who is doing so well early mid, has started to fall off now that everyone has generally gotten more tankier and done more damage. Our Jarvan, however, is still 0-6, but I feel like that's a small price to pay for everyone else getting uplifted around him. The gold deficit has now turned into a 2k gold lead. We do have one less dragon and one less kill. However, we do have a sizable amount of shutdowns under our belt, as well as Thornbound, which was was definitely risky, but it was a risk that well paid off. Aurelian Soul is starting to ramp up. Aurelian Soul on his third item now. Mina on her fourth. Seems to be a pretty slow point of the game. Everyone's farming up, getting their items. Our Karma and Poppy have a whopping 66 anti-wards just walking around the map.
Shielding.
Don't get me wrong either, Cumberlands are still in this game too. They made a couple of early game mistakes, or not early game, a couple of mid game mistakes. However, they can definitely still come back. Ooh, especially if they get this Mina kill right here, which they are all inning. Ooh, that Karma ult and that, ooh, Aurelion Sol ult too. That was very unfortunate. They tried to all in Mina, but they got bailed out by Karma into bailed out by Aurelion Sol. Demacia! Demacia! Alright, goodbye, Ornn. Aurelion Sol is now about to clean up the rest of the team. This was a very unfortunate reversal that Center is now enforcing upon them. They went a little bit too deep on the Hui kill, which led to them getting Demacia'd into Aurelion Sol. Ooh, good pulling by the Hui, by Mina. Mandalore on the... Mandalore this... wow. Mandalore this session has put in work and then some. Now we have an equal amount of dragons and kills. Ooh, I don't know if Garen lives this. Ooh, Garen with the item slowdown. He's probably able to bait them a little. Unfortunately, Ornn is upgrading his items a little too early. Is Ornn trying to bait?
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Interesting with the Zoe split push. Or Zeri, not Zoe. I love Garen sometimes. See someone who's out of place, I'm going to 1-3 ult you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Jarvan getting his first kill on the board. Although he is dying again, I think that it's very worth it to trade his life for the ADCs. Especially when Aurelion Sol comes in and beams everybody to death. This game is looking better and better for Center. Ooh, and the beam on Ornn. I don't want to speak too early, but Center is definitely getting more and more ahead, especially if they decide to full send for Baron here. And Garen split pushing.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Is he staying for inhibitor too, or is he leaving? He should maybe leave.
Turret has been destroyed.
Blast. Garen, why are you going back in? You're ballsy. The enemy mid laner seems to be just walking into too much CC. Syndra doesn't think, I don't think they know how to truly play Syndra. They seem to be walking into so many forms of CC just to get a little bit of poke. Center's lead only grows more and more. It's a level 11 Poppy against level 16 Garen.
Out of my way. Spark's ready.
Seems to be some more mid-game stalling, farming, hoisting of objectives, although there seems to be yet another team fight brewing. And I think center wants to force down as many team fights as they can bear. They want to push their lead and keep pushing it. Jarvan is currently pressuring the Ornn, trying to bait a fight from them. He's 1-7, he has nothing to lose. You are getting baited by chasing him. He is worth like 100 gold. The Voli and Ornn get both baited into chasing the Jarvan. The Jarvan does eventually die by going in once more to bait in the team to stay even further. Demacia Man comes in and hits the large ass Demacia on the Poppy. This game is just looking more and more like centers. They keep pressing their advantage. The Mega Noodles on Jarvan is doing an amazing job using his low KD to bait people in. He is not worth any gold, and he just keeps walking at them, and they keep falling for it because he's getting up in their face. Is it game right now? I don't think they end here, but they definitely get Nexus. And maybe get both Nexuses? Maybe they send for Baron and then they try and end? They could maybe try and go for... That Aurelian Soul Shred is doing crazy numbers on the dragon. The Garen. I don't think you guys kill the Garen as Poppy and Ornn both. I think you just get your Ornn killed again. Even with Ornn having Kanik Rookern, it does not save him from Aurelian Soul's insane damage output. Especially with Black Torch and Leandries for more tick damage. As I said at the very beginning, we have a much stronger late game comp. They have some decent late game tanks, but we just have so much more late game damage. Aurelian Soul is able to shred through objectives like butter right now. Look at that damage. Yeah, that game is just 10k gold lead on center's part, 3 more towers, 1 more dragon and Baron. Aurelian Soul coming over just to beam it. Oh my! Goodbye, Aurelian. While you are Aurelian Soul, you are still squishy. Hui coming in, Mina's coming in to shut them down. The Aurelian Soul and Mandalore did give them a little bit of extra gold they kind of didn't need, but I understand. I understand wanting to feast for the kill and trying to end the ADC. I didn't expect Zeri to do that much damage. Garen doing what he does best and hard inting, going all the way in. Ooh, nice bait of the CC. Nice bait of the poke again. Nice bait of the poke again. Just almost another dodge of the poke again. Oh, and Mina did get Rabadon's death cap too. It's looking rough for the enemy. Mandalore just spinning in circles, channeling. Interesting. Zeri bought Lord Dominic's regards when... Interesting. Is Center trying to end here, or are they trying to get another Nexus? I think they should be... I think they're trying to hope to end and shoot for a Nexus at minimum. Volley just took about a third. Oh, staying in Aurelion Soul slow is not the play. Getting shot by the Zeri Zap though. Ornn taking half his health. Getting lane with enhanced canyon. Garen's coming from the bottom to scare them off. Trying to run at the Zeri in specific. Zeri and mid. Ooh, Ornn ulting. Interesting ult. It did hit the Jarvan, but ooh, 3-mana Aurelion Soul ult. Volley does manage to live by popping ult and running. I don't know if not if he goes back in against Garen, who can execute him at 40% HP. I feel like the game may be over for them. I feel like center can definitely try and end here, although the mid laner and ADC are definitely going to do a lot of damage to them if they try. Poppy losing about 2/3 of their health because they approached Aurelion Soul in the wrong direction. Both inhibitors coming back is inconvenient, but center tried to end there, and it was clear Cumberlands is not going to give up without a fight. I feel like Cumberlands does need a decent bit to win here. Their mid laner has fallen off a decent bit. They only have 2 items, being one is a defense item. Meanwhile, Mina has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. So, yeah, I feel like it is on the ADC's back to carry them yet again as it was. Although the ADC isn't primed for a lot of sustained damage. They're primed for a lot of burst, which is not very good whenever they get their 4th Hextech Drake. Center's even taking Cumberland's Pharma. Garen, I guess, trying to bait them or just pushing up minions. Garen should be confident. Garen split pushing to try and direct everyone else so that a team fight can happen. This drama is just cheadling back and forth, auto back up, auto back up, auto back up. Poppy tries to all in the Garen for some reason, which means the Garen is just free to walk at the back line, Demacia them. Meanwhile, the ADC is whoa. This Volibear dives into 3 and dies because Aurelion Soul's beaming him. Oh yes, this is 100% just the game. Center gets these 2 towers here and just ends. I do not see what a lone Poppy can do, especially without ult. Alright. GG's. ADC left before the game ended. I get it. So that was a very fruitful set of games. Center, despite losing the first one, decided to come back and reverse sweep them. This is Cumberland's first match of the season and first 2 games lost of the season. I think the main point of that is that the very first game they were very strong and very snowball-y in the start, and they didn't really let Mina play the game, nor our top laner really. So they were able to effectively shut down 2 out of our 3 powerful lanes. Our jungler is more of a second support. And in the second and third game, we just sort of got ahead in top and mid, and they tried to swap it up a bit, go into jungle, but I think it was a little evident that past that Akali first game, they sort of fell apart a little, with our top, bot, and mid across the 2 games that we won being very dominant. I do not think Ornn is the correct pick, especially whenever you're picking second as top. I feel like he's a very situational counter pick character that works really well against other grindy characters. But against Garen, who's a very tempo based character, wasn't really the play. Volibear jungle could have worked. I'm not against it, but Syndra and Zeri were both questionable picks when last game the ADC worked really well, and the mid lane maybe needed to swap into something more aggressive and more with the team. But yeah, that was a good couple of games. All right, JT, the Urgot who stole my heart. What were you thinking coming into the second game after you heard that this team hadn't been defeated yet and we lost the first game?
Yeah, it was a super big challenge going in, and them banning the Mordekaiser was huge because going into the match, I was planning on choosing the Mordekaiser what I was comfortable with, and then they chose the set, and then as we were talking about our team comp and just in general, we all agreed that Urgot in the past had worked out pretty decently, so wanted to give that a shot. So and it worked out great. Obviously,
It did.
got some.
What did you think of your set that was laning against you? How do you think he could have played better into your Urgot?
The first kill that I had got on him was it was super close. Came down to the wire. I thought I was done there. So I kind of jumped out of my seat there, and I knew from that point on I would kind of take the lead. And but I think that first fight really lost him the lane, and then him switching with Tristana, and then going down to face Winter with his Vigar probably wasn't the best decision either. But yeah, I would say those two things were probably the biggest factors in my winning of the lane. Yeah.
Who do you think was the strongest member of Cumberlands whenever you were playing that second match?
Their ADC was great. I was very impressed with their ADC, and that's I would say they would they were probably the
I
strongest
did
on
make
their
a
team.
comment about how whenever their ADC was alive and won a fight, they were winning the game, but as soon
Mhm.
as their ADC died, they were just falling back and back and back. They had like 3 tanks and 1.5 damage dealers.
Yeah.
So
So, yeah, 100%.
what did you think of this final game with Syndra mid and the Volibear jungle?
Oh, this was a great game to watch. I think we played this super well. I think one of the more notable things it was our positioning and our zoning of certain objectives. Like there was a fight around Otacon where I feel like we almost played it perfectly. Like Gabe on Garen just perfectly spinning, keeping the enemy away from the Otacon, and that was great. And then just constantly keeping pressure on other parts of the map was huge as well.
What did you think of the Poppy and Ornn first picks on the enemy team? Usually they're both kind of situational counter picks,
Yeah.
so what was going through your mind whenever you saw Poppy and then Ornn?
Well, seeing those two back to back, Gabe and I kind of looked at each other and was just like, "What? Like this is interesting." And then Gabe mentioned I could just go Garen here and just kind of mess around a little bit. So I kind of had a feeling in draft. It's like, yeah, this game is going to go pretty decently well for us.
I high key kind of feel like it was decided at draft as well. It was looking a little scary at the very beginning with Poppy and Poppy and Volibear both having sort of an early game presence, but once Aurelion Sol and Hui started to actually deal damage, it started to look worse and worse and worse.
I agree.
All right, any last things you want to say before I let you go?
I don't think so. Go Cards.